Look at this, fam. I'm just so irritated now. Good afternoon, everyone. Gonna do a little bit of fix my list, and Brandon has literally ruined my day, and at least this stream, by the fact that he just decided that he was a Christian rock band, and now I can only sing, "Can you take me higher?"
Well, can we? Can we elevate these lists to new highs?
Not anymore.
This is what Jesus would want, Brad.
Jesus wants good lists. I mean, can't go wrong with that. And you see today,
we're a little late for the Easter special.
Today I even started us off on the like and subscribe page. I am the best.
I'm so proud of you.
Can you take me higher? You know,
I'm trying to elevate you. Make sure you do a better job.
We're going to talk about some Blood Angels. 2 of them today, actually.
2 of them?
Yeah.
All right.
And if you want to... I'm pretty sure you have a laundry list of things you need fixed. Hey, man, there's things I can fix, and there's things that you just have to deal with. KR, my job here is done. And I'm drinking out of my Battle Brothers fucking cup.
So I think the first thing we need, Brad, is where can people drop these lists?
DOG Discord in Brad. Fix my fucking list. The channel.
Perfect. And is that free? Can anybody do that?
Indeed they can. Just become a member of the DOG Discord, and I will take a look at whatever you throw in there.
All right. And has Nightbot been fixed yet?
Absolutely not.
I'm so proud of all of you. Keep up the good work.
I have no access to it, unfortunately, and we are slowly starting to make that a thing now. Seeing as how I run every single stream, we should probably have access to some of the things. Just throwing that out there. But the first list we're going to look at today, or we are currently looking at today, is from Zex. It's Blood Angels, Sons of Sanguinus.
This looks very familiar.
I don't think we did this last week. This is a week.
No, this looks almost identical to Lyle's list that you took this past weekend.
Oh yeah, it's just I like this a lot because one of my favorites, and I hope they don't screw you, GW, if you mess with it on the data sleep, is the Death Company. The Blood Angels lists feel very Blood Angel-y, even though Sanguinary Guard or Bonkersville overcosted. I think that the Death Company are fantastic. These guys smash. They fight on death. They get bonuses when they're under half, which means when they fight on death, they're Bonkersville because they're +1 to hit, +1 to wound. I like these a lot. The Sanguinor is a great equalizer. Sanguinor comes in after all charges have been made, and then he basically just heroic. He does a people's elbow from the sky, which I like quite a bit. So with this, we've got 1 Rhino, 2 Impulsors, 2 units of Assault Intercessors, Jump Packs, 2 Assault Intercessors that are walking. Then we've got 1 Jump Pack Death Company Marine, and you've got 1 walking Death Company Marine. 2 Gladiators, Lancers, 1 unit of Scouts, and a Calidus. Characters are Double Captain, 1 Chaplain, Lamardes, Sanguinor. And total amount of rides is 2 Impulsors and 1 Rhino. I want a little bit more jam.
So what do you mean by jam? Like more killing potential? More shots? I just like more trash?
No, because I don't think you're ever going to be super shooty with Blood Angels, or you just want to be something else, especially if you're playing Sons of Sanguinus. So weirdly enough, I really do like the Redeemer, and like for instance in Lyle's list that we took this weekend, just because it gives a great Overwatch. It's a very durable target, and against a lot of armies, you can just kind of bully it. So I wouldn't mind that. Lancers are Lancers. Lancers are never going to be bad, But when we're looking at this list, I wouldn't mind a party bus of people showing up out of a Land Raider. I do like the fact that we have multiple trash in here too, though.
Because impulsors don't have assault ramps, right?
Correct.
So yeah, I think you would definitely benefit from having a Land Raider of some sort.
I mean, obviously we have to drop some shit though. You have to find 150 points to get a Land Raider in here.
Well, let's see. Because you have two Lancers, they're 160 each, so it's 320.
Yeah, I mean,
or do you like the Lancers for that?
I don't hate the Lancers. I don't love the Lancers either. Is the problem? The thing is that that's really your only shooting at that point in time. That's worthwhile. I'd rather lean into being board control, being mid board kind of control, and the Land Raider Redeemer helps with that. Obviously, extending the board, but also it helps with those flamers are just disgusting, man. We were talking about like the Eldar list I had played, and you're like, we're talking to Conan about this. Just like, hey, basically, fire dragons don't exist in that list.
It can still only Overwatch once, Brad. I know you want to Overwatch multiple times.
I know, but still, I don't really feel like losing a full unit to then shoot with another unit. You know what I mean? So it is a big deal in that.
There's ways around it though. Like you can Overwatch out, or you could disembark out of your Falcon, and they can't Overwatch on that. It's not a normal move.
So I'll get the rules team on that one.
They can't.
But there's ways to get around it, obviously. But
so if you drop the 2 impulsors and you drop 1 unit of assault intercessors with jump packs, that should be enough for a Land Raider, isn't it?
I mean, do I want the Lancers at that point in time? I mean, I'd rather just drop 1 than everything, because this army is going to score some points, man. There's lots of small units around here. Hello, everyone.
Well, with the impulsors, you're dropping the impulsors because you're taking a Land Raider instead. So you could do, if you drop the 2 impulsors and the 2 gladiators, that's 80 times 6. So what, 400? No.
Kira has a good point too. Do I need 3 captains or 2 captains in this list? And the answer is I don't think so, to be perfectly honest with you.
I think Lyle is running 2 captains, 1 for each assault intercessor squad, because it just adds.
Well, the assault. Well, the captain does most of the heavy lifting. To be honest with you, it's just what you want them to do. The assault intercessors are literally providing, like, hey, can you buff my captain while I watch him kill everybody? Because that's really what's happening. Mm-hmm. Assault intercessors bounce and the captain beats the shit out of people. So, depends on what you want to do with the squads. You know what I mean? So we're close on this. I mean, I like the list as is. I would much rather have a Land Raider, and that's crazy talk to me because obviously I don't like usually spending a lot of points on any one thing, but it's just better than just cruising up with impulsors, to be honest with you. So,
I mean, it's not a bad list though. No, this is a very balanced. This is a very balanced list.
Oh, you could run this list as is, 100%. Yeah. But if you're trying to optimize it, I just think that the Raider helps quite a bit, as opposed to the impulsors. The impulsors just kind of get you there and whatnot. The Land Raider actually provides damage and provides distance for you to get those assaults off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So, because you could throw 10 Death Company in there, and they could just move 12 inches up, disembark, charge.
Disembark 3.
Yeah.
Needs Corbulu. You know what? You're not wrong. Every Blood Angels list needs a little bit of Corbulu. I would lose a bit of impulsors. Put the Raider in there. I'd debate on the second captain. I'm actually really debating on the Lancers, to be perfectly honest with you. He doesn't say that I always read everybody's what they're stuck on. And he doesn't say that anything is a must in here. So, because I don't really know if I care about this as a shooting list. I think I care about this as I'm going to take the board, score a bunch of points. If you get anywhere near me, I'll beat the shit out of you. More Kroot. Yeah, the thing is that with the Rhino, you can put 2 units of the shit in there. Excuse me.
Well, the assault intercessors cannot go in Rhino.
Yeah, because they're stupid.
It's only the Death Company.
It's only the Death Company. Yeah. because for whatever reason, apparently, even though every model's bigger than a Rhino, the Indominus, the Primaris guys from Indominus don't fit in there.
That is such a dumb rule. Just allow them to use a Rhino. They can use a drop pod. Let them use a Rhino now.
Yeah. So, I mean, we could just lose transports and just rock up with the Land Raider, which would be actually great. That would actually give us a 5-point swing. And I don't know if I care.
So how many points is the Redeemer?
230, I think.
That seems really cheap.
It might be more. I'd have to go look now. You're in charge of points.
Oh, I'm in charge of points. Shit. All right.
I'm in charge of 14 screens. You're supposed to be pointing me up here.
Ooh, this is a new rule that you never assigned to me before today.
260. So. Thank you, Victor. I gave it a 30-point per.
I think it used to be cheaper. So if you drop the 2 pulsars, it's 160. If you drop the Rhino, you're up to 235. So you have to drop either a captain or a jump pack assault intercessor squad.
I wish it was 230. I do.
If you drop a jump pack assault intercessor squad, that gives you what, 50 points left over. So you can't even take 5 scouts.
I would rather just lose a Lancer.
So Lancer and 2 impulsors?
That's a lot. That's 320.
Yeah, but then
all right, we're already losing the Rhino. Nobody else is going to the Rhino. So you're losing the Rhino for sure. That's 235.
So you still need 25 points. If you drop scouts are 60, aren't they? Or are they more expensive now?
Don't touch my scouts.
No, what I'm saying is get a second scout squad.
I could do that. Let me work with the points on that.
Right. I would rather have 2 scout squads.
I agree.
They're very flexible for the points. Assault intercessors, not so much.
I mean, at that point in time, I might change the scouts into an infiltrator squad with the extra points.
That would help secure your backfield.
100%. Lose some transports, turn the scouts into infiltrators, call it a day.
Next list then.
Kaboom! Nuns with guns.
This must be Eloise's list.
No.
You sure about that?
It depends. I don't know anybody's handles. You know why? You know what mine is? Oh, it is Eloise's list.
This is 1000% Eloise's list.
I had to scroll back. I love the fact that she said, let's see how I do without Brad or Brandon to hold my hand. And her screen name is Your Mom. So we got Junith, who I don't hate, with giving me some juice so I can do some more stratagems. Mormon Vol, Dialogus Dogmata, Palatine, 10 Battle Sisters, 10 Arcos, 3x2 Crusaders, a 5-man Retributor squad, 5 Seraphim, 5 Zephyrim, a Castigator, 3 1-man units of Mortifiers, 3 Paragons, a Rhino, and a Calidus. I feel like there should be more here.
Points are definitely missing out of this list. It feels like points are missing.
I mean, this is what she put up. I mean, I'm literally looking at the post.
So, I know Eloise is actually busy at work today, so she's not going to watch. But
that makes me sad.
There's no, you can't have all these characters in the Battle Sister squad. So
yes,
there's nowhere for Junith to go if you have like the Palatine. I think Junith and the Palatine go in, but then you have no place for the Dogmata. I don't even know what the Dogmata does anymore. It used to be good, now it's bad. The Dialogus goes with the Retributors, so they can flip a Miracle Die to a 6.
Yeah, but I'd rather have them into the Battle Sister squad at that point in time.
If we don't have the Triumph, then the Battle Sisters aren't as good. What makes the Battle Sisters good is being able to split the unit in half with an immolator. And then you put 5 with the Triumph and 5 in the immolator.
I mean, Mormon Vol's going with Paragons. Cool, done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd like to see more Arcos. Do you guys own more Arcos?
We own 30 Arcos.
Arcos are just amazing. It's hard for me to do any list and not have a minimum of 2 squads.
Even with the points increase?
It's just the thing is they can grab shit, man. Mm-hmm. Having 60 attacks and a 4-up Final Pain is just bonkersville sometimes. So you can just take objectives from people and you can hit shit. I would like to see Catherine in this list also because of the fact that you just choose lethal and put her, right up against the wall and get 6 inches on them, and the Arcos become even more nuts because they can fight things that they have no business fighting with that many attacks because you get so many lethal hits.
I know the way I was working with sisters and thinking about it. Like I was taking Junith and she was with Sacrosanct, just because it's a nice unit to babysitter.
You just put her on the back thing. You just want CP.
Yeah, -1 to hit, -1 to wounds. Going to keep her alive though. But indirect hasn't been that prevalent, so maybe she just goes by herself.
Yes and no, but she just gets smoked then. You know what I mean? Against certain armies.
That's what I'm saying. So I think a unit 10 Sacrosanct will keep her alive all game.
I don't need a 10 unit 10 though. I mean,
you can start playing that unit very aggressively then.
Yeah, but I don't want to because I want to keep my CP the whole time. You know what I mean? So I'd rather just put her in some nonsense. So I'd like to see 2 Arcos. I
really like Seraphim.
Seraphim, you need. I think that she might be saying that she's got 3 units of but she has them listed as 3.
Let me look at the Discord post because looking at the points, there's not enough points here.
There isn't enough points either way though. So let me put it as 3 units of Seraphim because I think that you have to have them. By the way, Seraphim shooting the Scoot is amazing.
They're perfect at stealing objectives.
They're fantastic. So we're just going to put them as 3. So I agree with that 100%. The thing is I'd like to see 2 Cassies. I'd like to see 2 Cassies, and I'd like to see 2 units of 10 Arcos.
Yeah, so Brad, she has only 1 Retributor squad, 3 squads of Seraphim, 2 squads of Zephyrim.
Yeah, it looked like she was saying 3, the actual number.
There's also an Exorcist in here, too.
Where's the Exorcist?
Underneath the Castigator?
Oh, didn't see it. It was scooched in. I'm not even letting her take that. She's just taking another Cassie. So let's just go with what I want in here. Cassies are fantastic. 2 Castigators.
Okay.
We're doing that.
We have the models now. I won one at Adepticon.
I was about to say, I know you got one because you walked away with the box. So paint it up. So Exorcist for me, without taking 2 of them, and they're so expensive because you basically need 2 Exorcists to kill any one thing that you want to shoot at reliably. You can high roll, obviously, but I'd rather just see 2 Cassies. They just do work the whole game. Mm-hmm. I love Marvel Duval and the Paragons. It's an amazing unit. So Calidus, fantastic. A Rhino to literally play the shell game. I actually think you can use 1 Rhino in Sisters because you basically get a unit out, put a unit in. You know what I mean? You shell game it the entire game. I like to keep the Rhino behind things, especially on GW terrain. You can just get so much extra movement because you get within 3 and then you get out 3 the next turn, so you effectively get 6 inches.
It's more than that because you have to factor in the distance of the transport. It's like 9.
Yeah, so it's really nice to be able to do shit with that. So I think you could use the Rhino and you'd be fine. 3 Seraphim for me are an auto.
The Dogmata is trash.
I also I hate to say it, but because I used to be such a big fan of them, I don't know if I need the Melter Rats in there. I think I'd rather have more stuff. They're still kind of expensive for what they are.
They're really cheap. They're 105 points now. They used to be like 180.
Well, they went down. I'm saying.
Yeah.
It was because they became wildly less effective with what they do. Keep those in. I mean, you can never go wrong with Melted, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Well, the Dogmata makes them punch up more. It could be maybe Heavy Flamers, though.
I mean, I'd actually rather have Heavy Flamer Rats in this particular list.
So we could drop the Dogmata, and I think between the savings of the Dogmata and changing the Exorcist into a Castigator, that should be 120 points.
I want 20 Arcos, so we need to work in 20 Arcos. We have
Arco Flagellants are 140, I believe. So we could drop 2 Crusaders, just 1 unit of Crusaders.
Well, we don't even need to. I'm saying we dropped an Exorcist and replaced it with a Cassie, which gave us points.
Yeah, that's 40, and then the Dogmata is 80. That's 120. So we need 20 more points.
But Crusaders are like so good.
They are
a 25 point unit that gives you 2 models that have an invuln, and you just basically put them behind a wall, take an objective, and tell your opponent, "Feel free to bring a real unit over here." I swear to God, I won't trade up wildly when you come over here.
She has a power club.
Yeah.
Well, what about an Immolator? I feel like an Immolator would be useful to split the Battle Sisters.
Yeah, but it's a $110, man. That's like really getting, pointy on that. Because I still kind of want Catherine in this list. If I do 20 Arcos, I really want Catherine.
How many points is Catherine?
Not super cheap. You're in charge of points.
Killing me, Smalls. The bigger issue is us buying that model and her painting it. But it does have a pepperoni pizza on the model.
It also has it's a cool model. It has like 50 girls on it.
That model does randomly have like 18 power weapon swings for some reason.
Yes. It's because there's a posse of girls on it. It's not just Catherine. It's Catherine and like
Catherine and her bitches.
Yeah, her posse is rolling with it.
All right, let's see.
She slaps down random trash too. And again, obviously she's got multiple things that you can choose, but I end up choosing lethal.
No, she's only 125 points, Brad.
I know. Anything over 100 still makes me a little.
Yeah, but she's pretty durable.
100%. I'd like her in here. I like the list. I'm not sold on the 3 one-man mortifiers. I know Eloise likes mortifiers though. So
I love those. I love those damn things. They're so good.
Well, they can do shenanigans already. I mean, I don't hate. I want what I want is 20 Arcos. I want 20 Arcos and Catherine. 20 Arcos, Catherine, double Castigator, which I already put in here.
If you're trying to fit that in, I think you have to drop the Retributors and the Dialogus.
Dialogus is really good though. We're Morphin Vol's still just kind of wandering by herself in this list.
No, she's 3 Paragon Warsuits.
No, I'm sorry, not Morphin Vol, Junith.
So I've been taking Junith with 10 Sacristants when I've been playing this list. And
sure, but that means that she has to go do something. She no longer is sitting on your backfield objective. You would take 10 Sacristants with her.
Perfect. She'll do it. She'll be across the table charging Sky Rays in no time.
So you're just fucking sitting with 10 Battle Sisters on that home objective then?
Well, if you have the Immolator, you can split the Battle Sisters into a 5 and a 5.
True. Again, that's you're looking at like one of the most expensive things that you have at that point in time. Because we want to add like 200 and something points to this list, so we got to make some trades.
All right, let me make some trades right now.
Some trades.
The calculator. All right. So
you have a literal app that you could just start putting these in there.
Yeah, I'm not going to use it though.
You were the worst co-host.
Well, I don't have the unlimited access because if paying for a subscription for Warhammer Plus included all the codes for the new codexes, maybe I would get it.
I got it. Right. And you know what? It's auto renewal. How
much is? I think a Rhino 75. So if we trade out the Castigator or an Exorcist for a Castigator, we drop the Dogmata, we drop the Retributors, we drop the Rhino. That's 300 points. We have 140 for the Arcoflagellants. We have 125 for Catherine. Then we have 35 points left over.
Garrett just called you out. Yeah, $6 a month. $6 a month is a backbreaker for sure.
Not worth it.
And it's 100% worth it.
Charge $10 a month and give me my free codex codes.
It'd be more than that if it was free codex codes, but I'm willing to pay that because I want the codex. I don't want to have to put in the stupid goof code and all that shit.
I actually don't know if the Seraphim are worth it.
The Zeph?
I like the Zephyrim with Celestine because Celestine just makes them punch up a lot more.
Yeah, but I mean, I want 3 units of 5. I mean, I could, if you're looking for points, I definitely could see cutting one for sure, at least.
Hey, that's 60 points. So
boom.
And then we have the Dogmata, who I believe is like 40. So yeah, we have points for another Immolator. And I think we have points for 2 Deathcult Assassins.
Wow. Oh, you still have 3 Crusaders?
Yeah.
And you've got 20 Arcos and Catherine?
Yep. An Immolator. No Rhino though. Just the Immolator.
I don't hate
if you drop 1 Mortifier, you can upgrade the Deathcult Assassins into a Rhino.
I might do that. That's what we're doing.
Two mortar fighters is fine. They're very good at killing stuff. Like they tank shock and they're strength 10 base.
Yeah, they
So
also
they're
have
generally getting
plus they have heavy bolters.
they have 2 heavy bolters and they have 4 attacks on the charge with twin linked. Like they punch up really hard.
I don't hate it.
And you have to allocate way too much firepower to dealing with them.
So
because they're 55 points with a 3+ save
I
and
like,
a 5 feel no pain.
Save that list, give it to Eloise. I think it's well.
All right, I'll play around with it. I'll play around with it and we'll talk because we have most of these models. It's just an issue of her getting them painted.
Should I show my Brit's birthday gift? That's current.
You mean your birthday gift?
That's currently next to me in the room.
I would love to see it. Let's be mesmerized by Brit's birthday gift that you've co-opted.
Oh, it's fantastic too. The fact that I completely just get, she's like, you seem a lot more excited about this than I'm ever gonna be. like what?
I feel like you bought it for her, knowing that you just secretly wanted it.
It is pretty cool. Should I can't. Should I do the video? I don't know. The pictures are like really good too.
Why don't you just like put it on your camera?
What's that?
Just put it on your camera. It's like
There's
sitting
no
next
chance I'm literally yanking that around the room. Is are gonna crack? No. Here, I'm just gonna put the picture up because the video doesn't do it justice. And you're like, Brad, why are you showing a random gift you got? Because that's how childish I am. I'm gonna title this image "Beauty and the Beast." Let's see it. Downloads. Boom. It's sitting right next to me right now.
This is so delayed that I have no idea what's happening. There we go. Holy cow, it's big.
Dude, I love this thing. It also rotates and changes colors.
Oh.
It's amazing.
It's supposed to be for what? Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah, it's the rose. Come on, man. Stay with us here. It's good stuff. I might replace you with that.
Do it, you won't.
All right. Fear is stupid, eat battle shock.
Also, Arco Flatulence are 150 points.
And they've gone up like a bunch.
They certainly have.
It's not even just shiny. Like literally, yeah, I know exactly. You're amazed at my love of shiny. Now, this list is because last week we put one up and it was just like, I can make people test, and that strat effectively says if you fail your battle shock, one model of the player's choice goes away. So you technically could like battle shock Gaz. So, and this is using, of course, the first company. So this does make me happy to see that whack-ass detachment do something. 3 Black Templar Impulsors to put all your Reavers in here. So you can get them up and start terror shocking people. I need to play Golden Girls in that case. Oh, I don't like the bananas.
Hey, Brad, I have to step away from the computer for a minute.
But the I do like my unicorn style list. So we got 10 Assault Terminators, always do some work. Furnace Marines trying to do pew-pews. The Redeemer jamming a bunch of rows inside. The Whirlwind makes battle shock tests. The Impulsors are obviously rocking up the Reavers for it. Caluxus Assassin doing Caluxus Assassin stuff. This is a list that's trying to do a bunch of one-trick pony stuff, and I like what he's trying to do. Now, this isn't going to do a whole lot to a whole lot, but in the times it works, it's going to feel pretty cool to just pick up a model and throw it in the trash because it failed a battle shock test. And that kind of makes me happy because of the fact that people are just not going to know what the hell to do about it. And that's hilarious in and of itself. Golden bananas. Whoa! Oopsie. Scroll back accidentally because I'm a technological master in charge of the mojo. So the ability is like a strat on it. It's Fear Bane Venomfest. So yeah, it's his enhancement ability. So effectively, if you battle shock somebody, whoa, did I just hold on? Let me actually make this right. There we go. You make somebody take a battle shock test, and if they fail the test, they lose a model, but it's you choose the model. The player that made you take the battle shock test gets to choose the model.
No, I think it's the person who owns the model gets to choose the model.
I thought it was the other way around.
That would be really busted.
Look at look at it. Pull it
I
up.
can't because I still don't have the Space Marine Codex.
Oh my god. You're fucking dead to me. You're just dead to me. He's got the Caluxus down. I still want the Calidus, of course. But
well, the Caluxus lowers your leadership, right?
But yeah, well, that's why it's in. He's going all in on this. He's going full on Fear Made Manifest. While an enemy unit excluding monster to vehicles is within 6 inches of the bear, each time that unit fails a battle shock test, one model in that unit is destroyed, chosen by its controlling player.
Yeah.
Yes.
That means if I fail the test, I pick the model.
Yeah. Once per battle, when such an enemy unit fails a battle shock test, you can choose for D3 models in the unit to be destroyed in this way. Yeah. So you just choose random.
Well, that's pretty cool because, like, if there's a blown up character or like Gaz, if Gaz is by himself,
you can't do monster. The only thing you can't do is monster vehicle.
Cool.
It is first.
Infantry.
It's first company. He's trying to make first company do something. After we decided that first company was the worst of the worst, we went on this. So,
Brad, you did win first place. You could take this to your next GT.
Oh, no, thank you, sir. I won that tournament just so I didn't have to take first company.
I think Lyle and Kyle won you that tournament because you did not win all 5 of your games. You're a bad player, Brad.
I didn't lose any games.
You're so bad.
I did get a tie. So and that's when I realized that if I'm standing in the open against a bad match, it's going to be tougher. Let's go to Dark Eldar. So we got a Dark Eldar. He's got a GT coming up, and I feel like I need more stuff in here. Archon with the Nightmare Shroud. Archon is the Warlord, 2 times Beast Pack. Master Lilith, running with a 10-man unit of Witches, 3 Venoms, 2 Raiders, 2 10-man unit of Kabbalite Warriors, 3 times 5 Mandrakes, 3 times 5 Darkland Scourges, a unit of 10 Incubi, 1 unit of 5 Incubi, and 2 Chronos to get more power from pain tokens. Thing is, I never seem to run out of these. It's just, I haven't played any super hardcore, like where they didn't have anything else to kill. But you start out with 3, and every time you kill something, you're getting another one.
Is this using the new detachment, or is this using the index attachment?
No, the index attachment is unplayable. It's using the new detachment. So you have the Incubi go in one of the Raiders. I'm assuming Lilith goes in one of the Raiders. So I just don't like splitting all these guys up. I really like in my list right now, I'm running double Archon, Lilith, 10 Witches, 2 10-man cabs, 2 Mandrakes, Scourges. I'm running 4 Raiders, 3 Venoms. I'm running 3 Fivers of Incubi, and a couple units of Reavers. But I really like having the 10-mans popping out of Raiders. You can do it out of, yes, it is indeed your list. But I like the 10-mans coming out of Raiders because I can just pop, full rerolls and then double exploding 6s. And you get just a volume of shit. They're also, all their guns are anti-infantry 3, not all of them, but all the trash guns. So you can put some super nutty shit. Did I miss Rex, by the way? I want to make sure I didn't just screw him over on stuff. But the Chronos for me, I tested them out a little bit, and I just didn't really care about them because I just wanted more shit. So the Chronos aren't bad at all, don't get me wrong. It's just I wanted more stuff, and I felt like I was never out of Pain tokens. Now, that could be different if I played a super elite army where I'm not killing a lot of shit. But I like to have more. I like to have more raiders for one because I want Lilith to be in a raider with the witches, and Lilith's a monster, by the way. She's anti-infantry too, and you can juice her up for one turn where she gets mad crazy attacks and her save goes down to 3 up invul. Afternoon. So I love that unit quite a bit. The beast pack. I'm assuming that you're jumping those, be tagging the beast lungs along. I do like them because they can just jam into other units. So they can give lethals and stuff like that. You're throwing another Kronos. I'd like to have just more stuff. I mean, the Scourges are amazing. I have been playing Trip Scourge and still one Ravager because I don't mind it. It just, 3 shots. Your ass is huge on this because of the Raiders. But I what I do is I take 2 Raiders. I have 4 Raiders. I keep 2 on board and I take 2 off board because I just jump out, and disembark on that turn. And I usually have just a fuck ton of them at the bank. I do like a unit or 2 of Reavers in here. They're fantastic for move blocking and they're cheap as shit and they move super fast. So I'd like to see those in here. 2x10 cabs are a must. Mandrakes are just amazing because they up down like scouts do, but better. Lilith Raider, Incubi Raider, split cabs and 2 venoms, Incubi and another venom. I'd rather just have the 10-man. I want the volume when I shoot because I'm going to pop strats on them and I'm going to pop a pain token on them. I've really enjoyed the full 10-man, especially because they have the anti-infantry and you're just getting so many double exploding 6s. That's why I've been liking them in the Raiders. Because you're looking to
my concern is with that 5-man, like Overwatch just cripples that unit. Like even if you kill 3 guys.
Yeah. And then the thing is a lot of times he's just going to be shooting out of the venoms. So I'd rather just have the 10-mans in the Raiders. That's just the thing for me. I just like having another Dark Lance on the board. So, Eloise is showing up. We already talked about your list. But I like those a lot. Yeah, a lot. I have found that I really just need 2 5-mans of Mandrakes. I was playing 3, and I went back and forth between 3 and 2. I think both are the right call, but for me, the 2 5s has been where I ended up. Lilith with the witches, I need her 100%. The Incubi, I've been back and forth on as far as whether I want that 10-man unit or not. And I've been playing the 3 5ers, and I've been liking it quite a bit. For you, Eloise, we have a list for you. And it only involves you painting up
just one model. Or 20 Archiflagellants, 1 Castigator, 1 Immolator, and buying a Triumph.
Nothing wrong with that. She did well. You did well. We skipped through the part.
You did even better when Brad actually typed in all the units.
I only forgot one thing.
You forgot way more than one thing. Like, oh, there's a single Seraphim. There's a single Zephyr.
I thought you were saying it was 3. Well, whatever. Screw you. I did my best. Exactly. Such a small.
Eloise is a fast painter, though. She's really quick and she does a really good job when she's like in the zone to paint models.
So I would like to have more Raiders in your list here. That's it. I mean, that's the main thing. And I'm not sold on the Kronos, to be honest with you. Just because every time I play the Dark Elder, I've had pain tokens coming out of my ass. You're just killing shit. So that's what I would do with that.
So what's this event for? I know you said it's a GT that's upcoming.
GT, it just says GT next weekend.
Okay. So I don't know if the GT is going to be using the new orcs or the new custodes. Do you think this list plays well into those?
Yeah, you have a shit ton of... You have like Dark Lances and Blasters for days. And with full rerolls, you can literally just re-roll your Lances and your Blasters and shit looking for 6s, because then you're getting 3 hits off each one. Tantalus makes me angry. Ah, goddamn Nightbot. In St. Louis? Oh, saw it in St. Louis. Got it. Yeah, so they won't use the new stuff anyways. The only thing I'd worry about in this list is like new Tau. I mean, hell, even new old Tau. But like new Tau feels. Took the subscription Nightbot. Thanks, Dick. I like that we always.
The Nightbot's like, there's too much foul language. I can't, mute or
All I
censor
have
the
to say
person
is
speaking.
between the Beauty and the Beast rose and the snow globe, there's lots of stuff happening on my desk.
I should show, like, my desk is such a mess right now. I have 6 Kroot Rampagers, 6 Kroot Tox, 5 characters.
Yeah,
It's coming.
but do you
It's coming.
have a 45-year-old cow whose head bobs? Oh, I don't even know if it'll bob right now. It's so busted.
I do not have a broken ass cow.
Yeah, I love it, Carmelo. If I play Tau, I'm just gonna pay the guy off.
How much you paying? So if I go to that event,
Man is just gonna show up and say this. I mean,
is it worth the drive for me to get paid off?
It depends on the pay, but a lot of people love the Chronos. I just don't. It's just they're out. Everything I'm looking for most of the time. Are you trash? Do you punch up? That's kind of what I'm looking for when I'm looking at lists. I need scoring, I need move blocking, and I need just output. In Dark Elder, I'm not looking for semi-durable pieces that give me bonuses here and there. And I really just think that I've had enough pain tokens that you just kill so much shit. You know what I mean? So, that's kind of where I am. I would just have more Raiders in your list.
So drop the Chronos, get Raiders. All right.
I mean, I like the selection of units. You know what I mean? I would just rather have. I don't like bringing breaking down the warriors into the little units. I prefer them in the big units. Maybe that's just a style of play on that, though.
This does seem like the entire Dark Elder index.
Dude, Dark Elder are fantastically fun to play right now. It's good times. I do have a new orc list for you.
Can we get a WOG break?
Whoa!
That was lame.
I mean, I can't yell. People will just explode their ears.
All right, what's next?
Those are all the lists we got.
I thought you said you had a new orc list.
I mean, I have an orc list that I'm just going to tell you.
Oh, okay.
Because it's been something that I've been working on. Because the orc. Okay, you shoot backfield there, 2 single units. I don't mind that, but like, I would rather get the Reavers in there because it gives you more options.
And Reavers could do the exact same thing,
right? And they're also moving 16. You know what I mean? And they cost nothing. they're so cheap. And weirdly enough, they come with free shit. You know what I mean? So you're getting another big shot. They're just really nice to just grab shit because like they're on small, fly bases, but their models are awkwardly wide long, so you can just make people not be able to move through. Reavers. Hellions, sadly, bounce on everything. Reavers are cheaper, but either one, to be honest with you. But Reavers move faster, so I'm gonna.
Do you think that one's train dependent at all? Like, do you think if there's a case for GW train or like WTC train?
WTC maybe. You just have a lot of ability to just zoom through places. Oh, dude, nothing makes it. That makes me so sad when you said I'm 5 points short.
Scrap the whole list and start over.
Exactly. It used to be drop a melt-a-gun, take a power weapon off something. Now you're like, throw the list in the garbage. So check this out. This all fits right now. You ready? You ready for my initial Orc Mojo? I've got so much Orc Mojo. This is just one of many.
I have no idea what any of these attachments do. I haven't looked at
I'm just going to go with the easy one for you. This is a Bully Boys. You know what their special is? 2 wogs.
That seems pretty good.
So, yes. So effectively, the best thing about it is I'm going to Meganobs because Meganobs during the WOG have a 4-up feel no pain, and it's Bonkersville. So
Is that a stratagem, or is that
That
just a
that
new
is
data sheet?
literally what they do. Mega Knobs just have a 4-up panel pain during walk. So effectively, I'm going to take 2 5-man units. I'm going to put Gaz in one of them. I'm going to put the new mech in the other one. That one goes in a truck, and effectively, he gets to res a guy each turn, and he gives him a 4-up invuln versus shooting. So you have a unit that has a 2-up save, a 4-up feel no pain, a 4-up invuln versus shooting, brings back a guy, and they also have a strat in that detachment for armor contempt. So, as usual, bringing my 2 units of Gretchen, 2 units of. Oh man, you can't get just watch Jack Custos beat Nick's Bully Boys. Oh, it's not the right Bully Boys, baby. So, 2 units of Gretchen, 2 units of Storm Boys to score some points. I've got 2 units of Knobs with 2 War Bosses because 49 attacks in the WOG at strength 10 or strength 11 is fantastic. I've got a 4-man unit of Squigs with a Beast Boss and Squigosaur leading the unit because they can do that now. So you've got 2 5-mans of Mega Knobs, 2 10-mans of Knobs, the Squigosaurs, and then random trash. And I'm trying to believe, and that's 3 trucks also in that unit and Gazgul.
So is WOG the same exact way it's been worded
Same way.
in the index?
Advanced.
So you still have to do it even if you're not going first?
Yes. Unfortunately, it's still at the same. I really wish it'd go back to the command phase, but it's at the beginning of the round. But you do have 2 of them now. So even if you have the ability to play kind of defensive, especially with the Mega Knobs getting a 4-up invuln. Now, that's like my basic. I think that I can push some beat stuff, especially in team tournaments. Now, the Dread detachment and the Speed Wog detachment, I have some Bonkersville shooting, but it's orc shooting, so it's a little variant. Yeah, sorry, Jeff. I said new Big Mech model. Yeah, I mean the Big Mech Mega Armor because of the return models. Yes.
But that's the new model, right?
No, it's the old guy with the thing. Yeah.
Oh.
So, and the thing is you have 2 turns of advance and charge with that. Now,
And they still get an invulnerable save, right?
Yeah, it's 5-up invulnerable across the whole thing. So you just have the names do suck. True story. But the Speed Freaks have Truck Boys basically again. You can put an enhancement on one of your characters that gives you the ability to get out and move after your vehicle is moved. So you can just move 12, get out 3, move 6. If you WOG, D6 advance.
And you can still charge after?
Well, it just during the WOG. Yeah, I mean, so they have 1 WOG in the Speed Freaks. It's like normal. But the bigger thing on that is you have 2 different units now that can really extend the board. Because the Defkiller Wartrike auto advances 6. So if you're in the WOG and he leads a unit of bikes, they also have strats for double exploding 6s, and they're getting extra AP when they're within 9. And then you also have do they do? I can't remember if they do devs or lethals, but you can like just grab whole armies and just jam them into places, and then you're doing all your shooting from speed, and they can always advance and shoot, and they can always fall back and shoot. Now, orc shooting obviously is not always reliable, but man, you can really box people out. Playing the board control game of just getting the hell in the way is gonna be bonkersville, where you're just like, hey, I went first, cool, don't move. Okay, turn 2, don't move, while you're putting that shots in, and you're gonna have spiky turns. Now, the one that I think is gonna be hilarious is the Dread Mob with a billion grot tanks. A billion grot tanks smashing the button to get sustained and lethals and stuff like that, or just extra AP, you know what I mean, on crits.
Extra damage. Let's do it.
And the thing is that they've got some pretty goddamn good strats. So those ones are going to they're occasionally going to high roll you because they're just going to have a good shooting phase. And you're like, oh, look, I got a decent amount of 5s. And these are all double exploding 5s, and all lethals are all, So they've got some serious shit. Kill cannons too. That's a true story. I'm actually debating whether it all works.
They also have a reactive move too, so you can't even really charge them reliably.
Right. Oh, it's and the thing is that if you join a mech to people, they gain the mech keyword, so they can use the shenanigans on them. So kill cans, I think that's probably the detachment that makes it shit that wasn't playable as really that well is coming back. You know what I mean? You know what? I should put you in the. We should go into, as I talk about orcs, we should just sit next to the fire.
Okay.
Hold on, I gotta kill the entire crew because there's
So
no.
what do you think is the most competitive detachment?
They're all competitive. That's the big thing. To be honest with
But
you,
what's your initial impression?
my initial impression is that the old detachment is still fantastic. The Warhorde.
So how many detachments are there? Are there four? No,
No,
there's six.
there's 6.
Okay.
So I think that the Hunt has the mechanic that I like the least, but it has some enhancements, but it's still legit. I just think you can play all of them, to be honest with you. The Bully Boys, it's going to be strong. I mean, just having double WOG is a big deal. You know what I mean? Especially now that Mega Knobs are back in the menu because of the 4 final paint on them. So it's a big deal in that. So we're gonna have to see points on a lot of this shit, like mech guns and stuff. People are putting in there. It's gonna be really different depending on the points on that. So, but
So what if the points are similar to what they are right now?
then it's gonna be very. It's gonna be tough. Bully Boys seem really good. Speed Freaks seem really good. Their strats are bonkers. Like the crits on 5 thing is just pretty strong. Excuse me.
What's their army wide ability? I know last week you thought it was like invuln saves or something.
There isn't an army wide ability. Each of the detachments has an ability for each of them. So
what is the speed freak ability?
That they can advance and shoot, and they can always fall back and shoot, and that's strong, dude. You know what I mean? Because you can slam into people, especially when you're doing things like tank shocks. A lot of them have just the ability to do mortals in the tank, anyways. You can back up and just shoot. They're so fast that they can control the board and really move block the shit out of people. I think Cold Speed is going to be the one that takes the longest to figure out the magic sauce, but the basics of it are just a really strong army out of the back. So if that's a big thing, like things like, the teleporties and shit like that, being able to now shoot as opposed to just jumping is a big deal. They just have a lot of play. The Dread Bomb with all the pew pew on that's going to be different. That army I think is going to be awesome sometimes and get smashed sometimes. It's got great stuff, and it's again got good strats, but like it doesn't have the ability to zoom around and fall back and shoot. So if I was going to go with a shooting orc army, for me, I do Cold of Speed before I would do Dread Mob. People are going to throw rocks at me because on paper, those guys do put out more, but the ability to move is such a big deal in 40K. It's huge. You know what I mean? Movement is just gigantic. And the fact that they can always fall back and shoot, and they have the ability to advance and shoot, really makes it so that they can just get in places that they need to be at all times, and you can really control the board. The standard, the Warhorde, which is now called, which was basically the Goffs, what we were playing before, still has access to all those strats and all those enhancements. So I'm debating whether that's the best, period. But the Bully Boys, they have some really good shit too. I mean, they get literally just an extra WOG, but that in itself is boss mode, dude. You know what I mean? 2 turns of advance and charge and 2 turns of Mega Knobs at 4 up final pains. And then they've got a strat for armor and contempt. And they have a strat for full rerolls on your Mega Knobs and stuff. So you're basically looking at, even if you don't get the +1 from the, having a war boss where I took the mech, I can just throw on full rerolls. So that seems like super strong in itself. The Hunt is a little too, for me, I think it's probably the weakest sometimes because it's really dependent on what you call as your prey. And if you don't have a good prey target, like most of the strats are on that. And they do have a Bonkersville enhancement, which is a 9-inch scout, which you can put on a unit of Squig Boys, which is, if you don't have an answer to that, it's pretty freaking nuts, since you can bring a giant unit of them now. And then I was just about to say, I was leaving that for last, KR. Green Tide ain't nothing to fuck with. I mean, 120 boys getting a 5 of Feel No Pain and a shit ton of buffs on them is legit. You know what I mean? So like all of the detachments are, I think, have a different place. If you were looking at a team tournament, I would say take whatever kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's going to depend on what you want. Orcs are way more fun than Custodian, like a billion times, Brandon. It doesn't even matter if the Custodes find some really good army out of that. The Orcs are just way more flavorful. That's why all the Orc players are so excited, because the Codex itself, all the detachments are playable, and they're all very flavorful and lore friendly. You know, Coldest Speed looks like Coldest Speed. You know, Green Tide looks like Green Tide. You know, it's just the way it makes you able to play the game the way you want to play the game. It's so good, and you know, Coldest Speed just looks like it looks fantastic, but it looks super fun. That's the whole thing. Came home from jury duty. Yeah, sorry, Andy. You're gonna have to deal with your. Sometimes there was people in gold armor. There you go. There's your fluff. You're like, ooh, their detachments fucking are about as exciting as watching paint dry. I looked at both of those. I actually had both of the stuff that was posted on Reddit next to each other, and I just started laughing because one was like, "This is so exciting," and the other is like, "Bueller."
I feel like whoever wrote the Custodes book was also the people who wrote the Dark Angels book.
That was a fucking swing and a miss. I'm super mad about the Dark Angels list just because Dark Angels book, because of the fact that the lore wise, and I'm a lore nerd obviously, lore wise, Dark Angels should be at the front and the center of. They're pushing the story forward right now because of the return of the Lion and the return of the now risen of the Fallen. I love it. How dare you sully the amount of fun to be had watching paint dry by comparing it to the Custodes comics. That was a good one. Hell yeah.
So Brad, between the Green Tide for Orcs and the Kroot list, which do you think is better? The Green Tide Orcs is way more durable, and you have probably way more bodies.
It's more. It does more damage. The Kroot don't do damage like Orcs do damage. The only thing is that if you back the Kroot up with 1,000 points of Tau shooting, that's a little bit different.
I really feel like that entire Kroot detachment is dependent on the points more so than everything else in the tab book.
Yes, because it's how much shit you have behind the Kroot. Even though it's Kroot detachment, it's what is behind those Kroot. You know what I mean? Because you can jam
Rampagers.
Yeah, Rampagers are getting set on fire. Because I mean, you take 120 Kroot, you take Kroot Riders, and you probably take some Farstalkers, and then you just put Tau units, put Sky Rage, whatever. I mean, I am trying to make the double Storm Surge list and the Kroot detachment for Lyle, so
that's so many points.
Yes, it is. Well, we're gonna see. Maybe they make Storm Surges 210.
I might have to go buy one. I'll put some arms on it, like you were talking about.
Dude, the arms look so much cooler now.
Way infinitely better. It looks infinitely better than Missile Tits.
Snakes has his all painted up and ready to go now. They look so cool. Does Pure Kroot beat Sisters of Silence? Yeah.
I actually think Kroot loses that matchup. And the reason being is the sheer quantity of 3+ armor saves.
Kroot lose to one Corbulu.
All right, let's do it. We'll TTS this out right now.
I kind of want to play that game on stream. That would be fantastic.
I'm so excited for the Kroot detachment. I don't think they're going to be 55 points per unit of 10, but if they're marginally priced, I do see taking 120 of them. There's just a lot of deployment shenanigans with that entire army.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that scout moves and forward deployers are just so important, you know what I mean? And pinning people, move blocking is such a big deal that, having the units to be able to do that. I mean, that's half the reason that Dark Eldar list is good. You can just get in the way constantly. And it's a big deal on that.
So what orc list are you going to focus on first? Like, if you were able to take him to a tournament next weekend, which detachment are you taking?
I'd go either Bully Boys or Warhorde. I wanted to say basically to hunt, but Meh. It's not my least favorite. I think it's the least powerful. And I don't even know anybody that has all the models I'd want to take for the dread the dread mob.
Michael Henderson does.
He has all that mech shit and everything.
Yes.
He has
Yes.
max crew grot tanks.
Well, I don't know what the grot tank. I actually think he does. I think between him and Corey, I think they do.
Yeah, max grot tanks is something not a lot of people have since it's a fucking Forge World model.
Well, Sean Rice had a full three squads of them, and I think he sold them. Should have kept them.
He sells shit that he shouldn't sell all the time. What a turd. Boo on you, Sean Rice. All of the things, some of the stuff.
So what's next for Brad? What tournament you planning on going to next?
Absolutely no idea. I've said yes to like 5 different things, and I have no money, so I gotta figure out how I'd be getting there. I told Kyle that if I came to him, I'm not paying for food. I'm just eating whatever's next to me off somebody's plate. So I might go down there to North Carolina in May. I'd like to go to something local because I'd like to put orcs down like right away. When is orcs legal? Like
I think it releases this weekend. No, if it releases this weekend, it'll probably be legal in a week or so. So first week of May.
Then I'd be playing that as soon as May. KR. Yes and no. They're units of. It's just like any unit of multi wound models. So if you kill something and then there's more wounds, yes. Yeah, they're just like a squadron of bros. Just the same as you.
They're identical to crisis suits.
Yep. So that's a good question though.
Oh, it's 2-week pre-order. So that means you're not getting it till Cinco de Mayo.
Well, I'm kind of okay with that because it'll be all the May tournaments it'll be legal for.
So you could definitely take it to Kyle's event, Mayhem, which I think is the 3rd week of May.
How do you guys do this full time and never? I know the rules. I never know anything that's going on. I mean, let's be honest. I spend a lot of my time in a dark room, so I don't go anywhere. I'm broken. Like, what's your plan today? Don't die. Like, there you go.
Andy, my level of preparedness is, Brad, are you alive today? Are we streaming?
Yeah.
And then I get a notification 5 minutes beforehand, and I'm like, well, what are we working on? And apparently today was Liz. Brad doesn't like to be building models anymore.
I will have you building models, but I have more fun with this because I didn't do it yesterday. Brad had some issues, so you got to join in.
I appreciate it. So moving forward, where can they submit these lists again, Brad?
Go to the DOG Discord and Brad fix my fucking list.
Can we put that link in the description when you're done with the video?
Hold please.
Especially since Nightbot isn't working at all.
That makes me sad. How do I do stuff? I don't want to do that at all. Copy link.
There you go. Proud of you.
Bam, that. Dude, I'm a genius.
All right, now you just need to put that in the description when we're done.
I'll put it in there right now. I can't edit while I'm live. So,
that's why I said you got to do it when we're done.
Fine. You're going to be like that.
I still need to know if you're coming down to Rocky Top, because if you come down to Rocky Top, I'll buy a ticket. If you don't come down to Rocky Top, I don't know if I'm going to buy a ticket.
When's Rocky Top?
It's the weekend after the event that you promised you'd go for, Kyle.
Yeah, I'll figure out a way to get down there.
You literally just fly to Kyle's, have Kyle drive you to my house, so then you could fly from Knoxville back to Toledo. So you have a week of 40K exposure in the South.
I feel like being away from my house that long would literally die. I would die. So
we'll think about it. I know staying at my place is probably cheaper than going to Mayhem.
Yes. I'm gonna do both. Let me see if I can do that. I won't come back. I will have Kyle just drive. He's going to that tournament anyways, isn't he?
I don't know.
Well, let's figure that out. All right, everybody, 40klorecast.com.gov.org. It's always 40klorecast.com. Spotify. Go to the Discord. Discord's blowing up, by the way. Tons of great discussions. Loving life on that. Also, the Facebook page has every link possible. Where can we find you, Mr. Brandon?
Still Frosty Gaming on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and I have a website as well if you want to check it out. And I think this weekend, Eloise is now motivated to paint some Sisters of Battle, so maybe we'll go buy a Triumph for her to build and paint.
Huzzah! And until then, everybody, stay milky.
Moo
Queenswave.
Crew.